pedigree. Nah, they ain't scared of felonies. So when you see me, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy. You already know what it is, man. It's that boy Punch, Mr. Brooklyn everywhere. Mr. See me with that same energy. I got my guy with me.
Yeah.
Let him know.
You know. Next Thursday, man. You know, New York born, Brooklyn raised. You already know.
This is action. That's the kind of shit I like to see, man. Bang. So, wow. It's a lot. It's an exciting time for you.
It is, man. Feels good.
It is.
Yeah. Feels real good.
It's cloudy outside, though.
Cloudy, but it's sunny.
I get it. Everything moving, paper changing. How's it feel?
It feel good, man. You know, definitely a long time coming. All the pieces and all the stars aligned this time around, so everything just feel good.
Yeah. So, I've mentioned you a couple people.
Right.
I go, yo, what's up? You know him, and everybody's like, I don't know about this kid's name. What the fuck is this about? I don't get it.
Right.
So, where does the name come from? Let's start at the most obvious point.
Well, the name, it pretty much came from disappointment. We was having meetings with this investor. He was like, man, you know, I don't meet on weekdays, you know. I don't meet on weekends. I can meet you on Thursdays, you know. So he's like, all right, cool. So my team, we driving down from Boston, from Connecticut. I'm coming from New York. Everybody linking up. And he's like, man, we get midway. And he's like, yo, man, I'm not doing it, man. It's canceled. I can't do it right now, man. Let's do it next Thursday. So we like, what the fuck is up with this dude? So that happened about 3 or 4 times, man. And as a joke, I kind of kept the name. I sent these 3 records to my partners, man. He was like, yo, who this? Because I kind of changed up the flow, went more melodic. And I was like, nah, it's next Thursday. So it was just like a big joke, and I kept the name.
Holy shit. I mean, just out of curiosity here, do you still speak to the investor?
Yeah, man, he hit me up when I think he heard the record on the radio. He hit me. He was like, yo,
and
what's
wanted
going
to invest.
on? I'm like, yeah, you know, ain't nothing going on. Everything good.
And wanted to invest. It's a different artist. Next Thursday is kind of active. Sure. So you from out here?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about the upbringing, because this is a big range. We got a lot of cities out here. We got so much different cultures, feels. You know what I mean? Tell me about yourself.
I mean, my thing was more, you know, growing up on definitely the J's. Like, my brother kind of was my inspiration more than anything, because he rapped, and you know, he had his journey, but it just, you know, it didn't work out for him. So I kind of felt like I had to pick that up and make it happen, because he put his all into it. But you know what happened with my brother? He had a lot of kids, you know, so he didn't really get a shot, like, you know. So I kind of learned it from him, just watching him and his friends just do their little battle thing, and then I tried to pick it up, and you know, I learned it. But
so we know your brother?
Nah, you wouldn't know. No.
How you know he ain't spit that 516 and we ain't? I'm not bad at it. So you from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
How does someone from Brooklyn absorb this melodic flow? Because your music is not hoodie on, on the corner, battle rap, you know.
For sure. I mean, I think like it just really comes from you have to enjoy what you're doing, and that's what it is for me. Like, just kind of changing it up to, you know, doing more melodic music is more like fun. It wasn't really even about the shift in the game. I just think, like, for me, I have to love it. It just has to feel right. You know, so I'm not like regional, because I like music. You know, I listen to jazz more than I listen to anything. You know, I just love music. You know, because I like the melodies. You know, I like the fact that when I do my melodic thing, you understand that the vocal is the last instrument. And I think that's where a lot of people mess records up, because they don't realize how important the vocal is to letting the record flow. So I listen to jazz because, you know, it's all music. It's all melody. It's all sound. You know,
I get it.
That's really how, you know, I started developing and just kind of seeing how the instruments complement the undertone beat. And that's really where it came from for me.
Crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, it's such a... Listening to the music, I listen to everybody. I'm kind of like the first guy that'll stand next to somebody if they're really about to take off. I got a really good resume with it.
For sure.
I like to repeat it a lot. So if they miss 3, they go, what the fuck? Now, you sitting here means a lot for the city because you this artist. Where are you at, like, career-wise? Are you just throwing out records? Are you working on a project? Are you trying to get signed? Are you just, where do you want to be at?
Well, I'm working on an EP right now. You know, so my thing has been more pushing the singles, you know, just kind of getting people, bringing them into my world. And that's been successful for me because, you know, the internet really embraced me, you know, a lot. You know, the record that I have now, Sway, which is with Quavo Lil Yachty, you know, it's at like 12 million streams on Spotify. You know, 5 million SoundCloud. YouTube's doing incredible. So that what happened is, you know, the internet really embraced me because, you know, what I get from a lot of people is like, yo, where'd it come from? It's different, you know. My music is not like the typical what you want to, you know, what you hear with a lot of artists. It's like they, you know, quick to jump on more the trap records, which is cool. You know, I rock with that too. But it's just that I do my own thing. I don't even listen to music when I record, you know, at all. I don't listen to radio, I don't listen to anything. So when you hear me, you're gonna hear something different. It's like it's not gonna be your typical thing. You know?
So let's walk directly through that process since you brought up the Sway record.
Yeah.
So there's this record. How the fuck does the kid from Brooklyn get? Let's start with Yachty.
Right.
How do you get Yachty aware of this record or on this record?
Right.
Let's start there.
So what happened with the record? I put out another one called Down initially, and that was the
Down
first
is before.
Down was the first record that I put out.
Okay.
And these kids on the internet grabbed it and they started doing viral videos to it. You know.
Yeah, I noticed.
And it started taking a life of its own because after one group did it, you know, the next group did it, next group, and I was like, oh shit. So then I went and I put out Sway originally. You know, it was just Sway with me. So that record started to pick up and I started getting hit up from like labels all over the place. Started getting flown here, getting flown there. But what happened is QC, P and Coach K flew me to Atlanta. We sat down, you know, we talked about some good things, and I think they really just felt my vision. They felt that it was different. So when I came back around, I was like, yo, man, look, like, you know, I sent them the record. I'm like, yo, you know, I want to get Quavo and Yachty on this record. I think it'll compliment it, and they helped me put that together, man, for sure.
So you just shot for fucking, you just shot and it just goes in?
I mean, you know, it has to come, I think, you know, it's really because they believed in the sound. They believed in me as an artist. So, you know, we definitely did some things together.
What causes you not to want to be with quality control?
I mean, it's not that I didn't want to be with quality control. You know, they're killing. QC's killing, you know, and I deal with them in business and other things, but they're definitely killing, you know, for sure. I just kind of felt like, the timing had to be right too. But they on fire right now. You know,
Super. At
the end of the day, you know, having that attention was more my focus.
Yeah. But the hook itself, you know what I mean, when I hear it and I'm trying to understand what it is, it feels very playful.
Right.
It feels like it's just super fun.
Right.
It's like, are you nervous that New York doesn't respond to you well?
No, I think music is music. You know, New York respond to people that are not from here. You know, so I think music is music. You know, at the end of the day, just because of the type of record it is doesn't change, you know, who I am. At the end of the day, there's other artists that are from New York that have heavy Southern-driven records. And, you know, the city embraced them. You know, I just think people embrace music. Sometimes, not all the time, but I think people embrace music. And the fact that people know me here, you know, it's not like I'm not a newcomer to the city. You know, everybody knows me. All the DJs know me. You know, it's just that, you know, I kind of had to rebrand and just do something different.
And just go.
But everybody knows me for sure. I have really strong relationships here. You know?
So there's no nervousness because I know that that's a fear for New York because everybody wants to be looked at as nice.
Nah.
Everybody want to be. I'm hard.
Nah, no, listen, man. We here to make music, have fun, and get the money, man.
Talk about the fun. Who do you listen to if there was rap? Because you say you listen to jazz, but who are you listening to?
I mean, I rock with everybody. I rock with Uzi, I rock with Drake. Pretty much everybody out here moving around. I'm listening to, I'm paying attention to everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that when I'm in my process, I got to fall back from that because music is influential. You get influenced really fast. When you hear a beat and you're like, oh man, I need a joint. That's the first thing most times, because I produce too. So most of the time when the artists get in, they're like, I want a record like, that's the first thing they say.
Crazy.
You know, and then you wind up having somebody else's stuff. So I stay away from that, you know, but I listen to everybody, you know, for sure.
Let's take a balance at, you know, let's dive into the culture for a moment. We got artists like, we got Uzi.
Yeah.
Uzi waited maybe a year and a half before he put out the actual album. And then you have somebody like XXXTentacion, who I'd say he's been out of his scenario for about 6 months and he has an album out.
Right.
Where do you feel yourself on your timeline? Do you feel like it's more of a Uzi Vert plan, which is record, and then maybe the album, never the album?
I feel like, you know, at this point right now, it's more about discovery and kind of letting people understand the sound. So I think that it's time for me to release music. And then at the same time, continue to let those singles drive people back home. You know, so you hear records like Sway and you're like, you know, my biggest thing is like, oh, where's the project at? You know, so people want to hear it. So you keep giving them those records, those singles, and driving them back to the body of work so they can discover the sound. So I think it's important to do a little of both for me. Yeah.
And just see kind of what happens.
Yeah, see what happens, man. You know, people, they gonna rock with you if they want to.
They want to put out singles where, like, you're putting out a project though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What is it called?
It's called Natasha.
Natasha.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that one. Who is Natasha? Let's first get that.
Oh, man, no promo for her. Nah, just kidding, man. You know, as I told you, when I lost my mom, I went through a crazy time.
Yeah.
With the female that I was seeing at the time.
Okay.
And so a lot of the inspiration for a lot of the music, that's how I express myself. I go through some shit, I go right in the booth and I put it on the record.
Yeah.
You know. And so a lot of that time frame when it was happening, you know, I was dealing with her, I was dealing with, you know, being disappointed with her because I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed from her, you know, when I was going through this tragic event. You know, so I wanted to record this body of work. I did 153 records, you know. So I wanted to record this body of work.
Whoa, that's a lot. Natasha must have some type of crazy treasure box because 153 fucking words is a lot. Yeah. Jesus, he said songs.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did 153 records. I mean, it was more than just about it, but it was geared around the whole situation.
The emotion, the time period,
everything. And then, you know, so I wanted to make the project like true to art. And that's why I say, you know, I can give you the other side to, I can tell you the story about, smashing this girl, but I can also tell you the story when somebody catch you slipping with yours, you know. So I'm able to tell that whole story. And that's what the project is about. You know, it's called Natasha. It's just me. You know, of course, the name is changed for legal purposes.
There's no Natasha. This is inspired. I was about to start hunting for this girl, Natasha.
Yeah.
Because she clearly got the. All right, let's talk about it.
Nah, it's a real person though, for sure, like 100%. But
yeah,
you know, the record is pretty much, you know, based around that and inspired around those moments that.
So when are we gonna hear it?
Next month, man. Yeah,
that's good.
Put that out next month.
Because at that point, then they can't say you only got one record.
Oh yeah, for sure. Don't worry about it.
Because you know the haters are gonna fly. Like
it's all love.
This nigga's only hot because Yachty said so.
Nah, it's all love, man. Listen, you know the one thing I can say, you know, the people were showing love, you know, before the record actually, you know, got the big cosign.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, you know, it's all love. You know, just listen to the music and judge from that. That's what I say. You know,
it's all good.
That's all
I'm not mad.
for itself.
He talking from a good side. He gonna get personal.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
don't get too insecure on us, man.
Nah, no.
You know, because Issa Rae and them, they having a good time with that word. You know, it's all cool.
Nah, it's all love. I mean, it's personal, but you know, I'm still me. You know,
I'm not mad
that was
at
a moment. You know,
that's good.
It's all good.
For every moment, there's a recovery.
For sure.
This is good. That's a quotable. Go type that somewhere. I'm not mad at it. It goes fast. I'm looking at Everyday Struggle earlier today. Shout out Academics, Joe.
For sure.
And they're talking about the art of like industry plants versus viral records.
Right.
Are you nervous of this position because the first huge record that you have has these two humongous artists on there to where it'll look like you were positioned to win versus earned to win?
No, because at the end of the day, you can, if you know, you can trace my story. Like it's there. You know what I mean? You can trace the grind. I've been grinding for a long time. It's just more about, you know, rebranding, restructuring. So now I'm not nervous about that, man. That's all industry lingo. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
You know, the people that's gonna love me are gonna love me. You know, the ones that are not, you know, hopefully they'll come over. But at the end of the day, it's about the music for me. I don't really pay attention to all that lingo and stuff, man. It's whatever. Yeah.
Nah, I get it. It's such a difficult thing to see because we want the fans to buy in so much.
Right.
So you just want to make the successful record.
Right.
But then it becomes difficult at how long do you try versus using your relationships to get to a position of success, simplistically enough. You get what I'm saying? So I get it. Now we looking at New York. How do you feel like New York music is at right now?
Man, that's a good question. You know, I feel like, you know, everybody here is doing their thing, and that's one thing I feel like it's not a particular, like everybody's not going for the New York sound traditionally, but I love what New York artists are doing. You know, they broaden their horizons. Like I love to see what Pvnch did with the Unforgettable record. I thought that was huge.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that I love what ASAP's doing. You know, I just think it's not regional, but the artists from here are expanding and you know, they're going global with it. So I love the state of the New York artists, but as far as the New York music, it's not traditionally what you know, accustomed to here. But you still gotta embrace what New York artists are doing. You know, they're not in the box. They're like, okay, look, let me broaden my horizon. And that's big for the city too, man. That's big for the city, man, to just kind of open them doors. And when people hear, oh, it's New York, like even my record, like we from New York, like
you know,
I'm broadening the horizon as well. You know,
yeah.
So that's big for the city, man.
I get it. See, it's such a unique position. I know everybody throws this word around, true New York, original, tradition, whatever the fuck they want to call it. They get what it is. I never agree. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that there's any region that sounds like how they used to 20 years
For
prior.
sure, for sure.
So, you know, we put a weight on our own shoulders to be like, sound like 20 years ago when even Atlanta doesn't sound like 20 years. Atlanta doesn't even sound like 6 years ago.
Right.
To be clear, because 6 years ago is Jeezy, Chains, I don't know. I mean, it's a bunch of other, you know what I mean, just off the top, even the K Camps to now, there's a whole different guys. You get what I'm saying? That does not sound like that. But us, we're like, why don't you sound like Havoc? You know? I mean, shit.
So,
I've had conversations with 50 and 50 be like, nigga, you can't sound the same, man.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Nah,
So at the end of the day, it's simple. So I just hate when us as New York put a weight on us to be like, we're not New York because we don't sound like, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Something
man.
old.
That's true, and you should always progress.
Yeah.
And expand, and you know, just be diverse because music is worldwide. You know, you can do a record with anybody. My thing is not to put myself in a box. I'll work with everyone if it makes sense. You know, world music, whether it's hip hop, R&B, pop, whatever. You know, because you gotta broaden the horizon. I think a lot of people also forget, you know, that this is a music business too.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta broaden your horizon. Man, for sure.
Are you a rapper?
More like singer, songwriter, rapper, hybrid. Let's call it that. I'm a hybrid. That's
Niggas don't want to give themselves a fucking category.
I'm a hybrid. I'm gonna start that genre.
A hybrid. I mean, we've been, to be real, the genre's been there. No one powerful enough has named it.
Right.
That's it.
That's true.
What the fuck? What's Tory Lanez? I don't know. If he raps today, if he sings today, what's Party? What's Drake?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like for every rap song successful he has an equivalent R&B one.
That's true.
And now he's building up his Afro beat and his dance hall catalog. He's doing fucking well. You get what I'm saying? So it becomes what is anything.
Right.
It's definitely a tough situation. So I mean, listen, this is your introduction. Is there anything that you want the people to know, like they seeing you? Right. If there's an artist that's the closest to you, like how do you want them to connect to it? You get what I'm saying?
Right. The one thing about me, like my music is real true to self. You know, when you get to really dive into the project. So when they see me, I want them to see a real person. You know, first things first. Like me, you know, one thing people love about me is I comment and I respond to almost everybody. Yeah. You know, I do something it's like DM Thursdays, and when people hit me, I respond. I take 2 days and I literally respond to every DM that comes in my DM.
You're not gonna get to do that too many more times.
Nah, I'm gonna do it as long as I need to. You know, I'm a worker, and I'm also appreciative. You know, like, I don't have to be in these positions, and I think a lot of artists don't appreciate, you know, the people that put you in these positions, which is the ones behind those screens and the ones that's in the stores buying those records. You know, so a little bit of work for me to take 2 days to respond to everybody. You know, who am I not to? You know, so one thing about me is I want them to see a real person. When they hear that music, I think they're gonna relate to it because I tell a real story. Yeah. You got a lot of artists, you know, especially in you know, the male-driven industry where it's like we gotta be so, oh, I'm in the club and I'm smashing your chick, and you know, what about when you get your chick smashed? What about I tell real shit? I tell everything. You know what I mean? I don't leave nothing to just. I don't gotta be there. You know, I can show the other side, you know, as well too. So I think that people gonna get a lot of just realness from me, just real relatable, down to earth.
I'm not mad at it. This sounds good. Let's see if when he gets official hit and you get 20, 30 million, because you're creeping around this 5 million number real tight on all of the platforms. When you get 12. 20, 30 million,
we close.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get
We're going to see if this continues. You know what I mean? Because many people have been here, punch you, my man, bro, hit me. And then...
Let me tell you a funny story.
I'll take care.
Yesterday.
And then Power 106 picks him up and then fuck. You can't get nothing.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was doing an interview with Superstar Jay the other day. And one thing Jay kept saying is, I knew this dude for a while. He never changed. Always been the same. You know, never gonna change because it's not in me to be that guy. You know what I mean? It's in me. I'm just a normal. And I get it. You might think I'm saying that now, but let's watch this a year or two from now. Let's watch this after, you know, God willing, any success comes. You know, I just been bred and been born to be just a humble, down to earth dude. You know, anybody want to take pictures, I take pictures. Like, when people, I had a conversation with this kid on Instagram who hit me. Yeah. And it touched me because my mom just passed recently. You know, I lost my mom in April. I lost my mom in April. Now my bad, she always bothered me. Yeah. I lost my mom in April. She died the 11th, and my brother passed April 10th. You know, some years prior. But the craziest thing for me was just for him to be like so inspired that I responded to him. You get what I'm saying? And that's something so small. You know, to check a DM and respond to it. You know, so things like that. That is like, I can't even explain how that feels to me, for somebody to look at me as inspiration. You know, where I come from, like I could inspire somebody.
What part of the town you from?
From Brownsville.
That's dope.
Yeah, from East New York, man. You know, so for me to be able to inspire somebody coming from where I come from,
yeah,
I don't want to lose that feeling. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose that waking up. You know, look, my DMs is crazy right now just because, you know, I'll show you. Like, people know all I do is respond to DMs all day.
Yeah, that is.
You know, and that's my thing. But that's why people rock me, because I'm the guy you can touch.
Yeah.
And as long as I can do it, I know eventually it's going to get crazy to where I can't get everybody, but I'm going to get the majority, as many as I can. And that's me talking. I ain't no people
robot
behind me. That's all me.
Thank you for your response.
No, so, man, yeah.
I mean, you from Brownsville East. Before we get out of here, are you listening to any of the guys from out there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, right now, to be honest with you, I'm zoned out right now because I'm in the recording process. So I can't tell you I'm listening to anybody right now from whoever it is. You know, so I'm just kind of in my own head right now.
I get it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's no free promo for you niggas.
Nah, it's all love. I love to see anybody from the town get it, for sure.
Look, I love it. I think it's a good starting point. Like, I get a lot of the people like that's really about to go. I get that moment to have them there. It's a good starting point. Hold it. The record's moving.
Thank you.
You're doing good. You got attention. The record's really, really cool. Like, smooth as shit. Club ready, the whole shit. Obviously, the cosigns is successful. I mean, it's just a ton of praises to really get from the city to be able to just have, you know, major moves making this shit move forward.
Right.
Plus, the Down record is amazing.
Thank you.
You know, I didn't even know that was the first.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But it's strong enough now to come right back out again with another good chess piece feature. You get what I'm saying? And then it's just like that. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
This is a great starting point. It's something lit. You got anything to leave the people with to close them? Your last word?
Yeah, for sure, man. Just listen, hit me up, follow me. You know, that feedback is always important for me too. You know, I'm a sponge at the end of the day. Criticism, feedback, whatever it is. Hit me directly at NexxThursday, NexxThursday on everything. Hit me. Let's talk, man. That's it. You know, I just want the people to let me know how they feeling about the music, the moves. You know, that's it. Let's go.
I ain't mad at it, man. Bang.